Dear students, in our previous class, we have discussed regarding various components of a motherboard. Among those things, we have discussed regarding CMOS battery, BIOS, CPU, ALU, CU, and many ports. But today, we are going to discuss regarding the bus of a computer. What actually mean the bus? Okay, bus means here you can think that in general, what's the meaning of bus? In general, bus word will be used to the vehicle which is used to carry passengers from one place to other place. So here in computer, the bus means it is a collection of wires, a group of wires that are used to carry address, data, and control signals from one component of a motherboard to other component of a motherboard. One component of a computer to another component of a computer. So here, different components are connected to each other, just like hard disk and floppy disk and many other components are connected to the motherboard with the help of only these buses. Just like I have explained that IDE bus, SATA bus, and like this, many types of buses are there. So this is also, which means the bus is also a component of a computer. So now we are going to discuss regarding the bus. What actually the bus means in computer and what is the use of that bus. Okay, we shall see what is meant by bus. First, I will write the definition. The bus is a collection of wires. It is a collection of wires that forms a pathway. Pathway means it will create a route. Okay, pathway to carry address, data, and control signals. Address, data, and control signals. Okay, in general, bus means general definition is it is a thing which is used to carry something from one place to other place. Here, bus means it is a collection of wires. Every bus is having a group of wires. It is a collection of wires. Okay, that forms a pathway, and this bus will create a route among the components of a computer. Okay, to carry. Okay, by through this bus. Okay, address, data, and control signals are transferred from one component to another component of a computer. Okay, to carry means to transfer. Okay, the address, data, and control signals. So this is called as a bus. Now I'm going to write a diagram of a bus. This is important for your examination purpose. You may get the question here. Okay, come we shall see what are the applications of bus and which are the types of buses and what are their uses, and all these things we are going to discuss in our today's class. Now I'm going to write the diagram of a bus. See, We will think this as a bus. Okay. This can be called as system bus. System bus. Okay. And these are group of wires inside a bus. So this is a bus. Control bus, data bus, and right, second one is address bus. Address bus, and the last one is data bus. Okay, buses. The first thing here is see, this is a bus, okay, which is having in that control bus, address bus, data bus. Okay, here information is carried and supplied from CPU, and here to and from memory. Okay, but in last here is input and output. Input and output. So here the right from here, memory. Okay, so look, these buses are connected to CPU, and these are connected to memory, and these are connected to input and output. So here, see, control bus from CPU, directions are both the sides. Okay, information sending and receiving. But from CPU, address bus, it is only receiving. Data bus, giving data to CPU. In memory, control from both the sides, and address bus, giving address to memory. Okay, and here data bus, both the things. Here also it will receive and send the data. And then here in input and output, two ways. All the arrows are two ways. Okay, controlling from two sides. Okay, giving address for from two sides, and giving data from both the sides. So this is the general diagram of a bus. Okay, maybe asked for 5 marks or 3 marks. If question is for 3 marks, then you have to give this diagram and just write the definition of a bus. If it is asked for 5 marks, then you have to write its applications along with its types. Okay, we shall see what are the functional features of a bus. Okay, the functional features of a bus. The functional features of a bus. We shall see which are the functional features of a bus. The first one is a bus is a set of wires A bus is a set of wires, and each wire can carry a bit of data. Okay, I have explained you what is meant by bits and bytes. Okay, So among this, each wire, a bus is a set of wires. You know that it is a set of wires, and each wire can carry among these buses. Okay, think this one as control bus. Okay, control bus, and this bus is also having set of wires like this. Set of wires like this inside the bus. Okay, so this is called as a bus. Here each wire can carry a bit of data. In this bus, each wire can carry just one bit of data. We shall see. The next, the second functional feature, what it says. The second one is a bus width is defined by a bus width is defined by is defined by number of is defined by number of wires in the bus. Is defined by the number of wires in the bus. Think here it is having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, here this bus is having 9 number of wires. So the bus width is defined by number of wires in the bus. The bus width of this control bus, okay, control bus. Just I am taking example, okay. Either it may be control bus or maybe address bus or maybe data bus. Just for your understanding purpose, I am taking it as control bus. Bus width is defined by the number of wires in the bus. Width here, the width of a bus is given by number of wires. Means here 9 wires are there in control bus. So the width of a control bus is equal to 9. Like this, we can give the width of a bus. So these are the two functional features of a bus. These are the two functional features of a bus. You may ask for 2 marks. Write the functional features of a bus. Then you have to write that a bus is a set of wires, and each wire can carry a bit of data. And then second thing, a bus width is given by the number of wires in the bus, or it is defined by the number of wires in the bus. So here the system bus, the computer bus is having 2 types in it. Okay, the types of buses. Types of buses or types of computer bus. Types of computer bus. Among these types, first one is internal bus, the next one is external bus. Internal bus, and the second one is external bus. Types of computer bus. One is the internal bus and the next one is the external bus. Come, we shall see what is internal bus and what is external bus. Why the computer bus can be divided into 2 types like internal and external. First, we shall see the internal bus. The internal bus connects major computer components like components like processor, comma, memory, and IO. IO means inputs and outputs. And this bus is also called as, it is also called as system bus. It is also called as system bus. See here, internal bus. It connects the major components of a computer, just like processor. Processor is connected with the help of internal bus. And then memory. Memory means hard disk, RAM. All these things are connected with the help of internal bus. And registers. Then IO. Keyboards, mouse, they are called as IOs. Okay, input and output devices, just like monitor, printer, all these things are connected with internal bus. Okay, and the name, one more name for this internal bus is the system bus. Here, the bus diagram which I have written is the system bus. This is the diagram of a internal bus. It contains control bus, address bus, and data bus. And they are also containing different type, many number of wires inside each bus. Okay, hope you have understood the functional features. And among the types, the one is the internal bus. Okay, next we shall see the second thing among this, that is the external bus. I will write external bus here. The second one is external bus. Now we shall see what is the use of this external bus. How will you use this external bus? It connects the different external devices, comma, peripherals, expansion slots, IO ports, and drive connectors, IO ports and drive connectors to the rest of the computer. Okay. Here, external bus. It connects the different external devices which are from outside the CPU. But here, processor, memory, and IO means processor is an internal device which is motherboard. Memory, that is RAM and registers. Okay, and then RAM, registers, and then third thing is IO, input and outputs. Okay, all these things are internally connected. Okay, just like input and output, USB ports are there. Okay, USB ports are connected to motherboard with the help of internal bus. Okay, but here external devices like monitors are connected, printers are connected, then peripherals, different peripherals like webcams and other things. Expansion slots inside the motherboard, expansion slots are connected with the help of external bus. IO ports, just I am saying USB to the USB ports. If you want to connect your mobile phone, Then that is with the help of external bus. Okay, the cable which you will use to connect your mobile phone to the computer or your laptop, and that cable is an external bus. Okay, because it is also containing number of wires. Five set of wires are present in your that mobile cable, which you call it as a cable. Actually it is a bus. Okay, then drive connectors means hard disk drive connector, floppy disk connectors. They are connected with the help of SATA buses and IDE buses. Then they are connected to the rest of the computer, and other things, other computer external components are connected with the help of external bus. And this external bus, the other name for this external bus, okay, it is also called as expansion bus. It is also called as expansion bus. Okay, then one more name for this external bus is a expansion bus. Remember, internal bus can also be called as a system bus, and external bus can also be called as a expansion bus. So, and this is regarding your types of buses. Now we are going to discuss regarding the expansion bus, which is called as an external bus. And this external bus or the expansion bus is again divided into three types. That is address control bus, address bus, and data bus. Okay. Internal bus is also having three types. Okay. Then expansion bus is having control, address, and data. Now we are going to discuss about the external bus, which is having the three types: control bus, address bus, and data bus. We shall see one by one what is address bus or what is control bus and what it will do and what is the use of the data bus. All these things now we are going to discuss. Okay. Expansion bus is again divided into three types. That is address control bus, data bus, and address bus. First, we shall see what is the use of a data bus. Data bus. Okay. I'll write clearly types of expansion bus or types of expansion bus or system bus. That means here internal bus, this is external bus, and this is internal bus. Both are having three types of buses. The first one is the data bus, and the next one is control bus, and the last one is address bus. Okay, data bus here, control bus is here, then address bus is here. We shall discuss now one by one what actually the data bus is. It provides a path. It provides a path to transfer data, to transfer data between CPU and memory. CPU and memory. Between the CPU and the memory. It will create a path between the CPU and the memory. The second point here is, okay, the data bus may consist of, the data bus may consist of, the data bus may consist of 32, 64 and 128 lines of wires. 128 lines of wires. 128 lines of wires. 32, 64 and 128. As I have shown you that it is contain 9 lines. Okay, width is 9. Like this, data bus is having 32 lines, 64 to 128 lines. In one data bus, it is of 32 lines. One more data bus is of 64 lines, and the bigger data bus is of 128 lines. So this is regarding the data bus, which is used to carry data from CPU to memory, or it will create a path between the CPU to memory to transfer or to carry the data. And the next thing is, the data bus consists of 32, 64 and 128 lines of wires. Okay, here it is very simpler to write 32. For 32, if you add again 32, then it will become 64. Then for 64, if you add 64, it will become 128. I'm going to say is 32 plus 32 will become 64. Okay, 64. Then 64 plus 64 will become 128. Double of this will become 128. While writing in your exam, remember this thing, 32. Add again 32, it will become 64. Then 64 to plus 64, it will become 128. 32, 64, 128. Like this, you have to write. So this is regarding the data bus. Come, we shall see regarding control bus. What the control bus says here. Control bus. The second thing is the control bus. What is the use of this control bus? This one, the control bus. We shall see what the control bus will do. It is used to control. It is used to control the access to and the use of the data and address lines. Okay, the use of control bus is that it is used to control the access to, okay, to the lines of data bus and the lines of address bus. It will access the lines, means the internal wires which are inside the buses. Okay, access the data and address lines. Okay, it will control the wires inside the address bus and data bus, and it is used to access these lines and to transfer the information properly. Okay, this is the working of a control bus. And next we shall see the last type of buses, that is the address bus. we shall see the working of an address bus. It connects CPU and RAM with a set of wires with a set of wires set of wires of lines similar to data bus okay. Here it connects address bus connects CPU and RAM. Okay, it will provide a connection between CPU and the RAM. RAM means it comes under memory. Okay, address bus connects. See, look here, CPU and then RAM is connected. CPU and RAM. Okay, but here with a set of wires of lines similar to data bus. Set of wires of line means it is also having 32 lines, 64 lines, and 128 set of lines in each address bus. Okay, then what it explains next? The address bus width determines the address bus width determines the maximum number of memory locations. The maximum number of memory locations. The maximum number of memory locations. Okay, here the address width determines the maximum number of memory locations. How many number of memory locations are present in the memory device, and that number of wires will be given. It will shows the number of wires shows the number of memory locations which are present inside the memory devices. Here the address buses processors are like this, which are connected with the help of address bus. They are Pentium Pro, okay, then Pentium 1, then Pentium 2, then Pentium 3, and then Pentium 4. These are the types of processors which are connected with the help of a address bus with RAM. So here, these processors, okay, I'm explaining once again. The address bus width determines the maximum number of memory location. It will give the maximum number of memory location. But the processors which are connected, CPUs, are Pentium Pro, Pentium 1, 2, 3, 4. They are connected with the help of address bus to RAM. And here, these processors, they are having, okay, 32 bytes address. They are having 32 bytes of address, and they are capable of storing, they can store 64 GB of data. They can store 64 GB of data. This is regarding the address bus. Hope you have understood regarding the buses. Okay, what is bus and what are the types of buses? And in internal and external buses, they are also having three types, that is control bus, data bus, and address bus. What is data bus and what is the use of control bus and what is actually the address bus? Hope you have understood all these things. So this is the end of buses. Now we shall move with our next topic, that is called as memory. We are going to discuss regarding memory. Previously we have discussed, but today little bit extended definitions we can see regarding the memory. Okay. Memory. What is meant by memory in general? In general, memory means a space where something can be stored, and that is called as a memory. Means a space where something can be stored called as memory. Okay, your brain, a human brain also having a memory where lot of information can be stored. If we use our brain properly, then computer is nothing in front of a human brain. But we have to give work to our brain. If we leave free, then it will become inactive. In order to keep your brain active, you have to give lot of pressure, lot of work to your brain. Then only you can able to store lot of information in your brain. The same thing here, computer is also having its own memory, which can be divided into bits and bytes. Okay, here actually memory means the space where something can be stored. But come, we shall see what is computer memory. Here, a computer memory refers to the electronic storing space. Electronic storing space. Okay, it is an electronic storing space for instructions and data. For instructions and data. For instructions and data, where the computer's processor, can reach easily, or quickly, we can call it as quickly. Okay, it is a space according to computer. A computer memory refers to the electronic space. It is electronic space where the data and information can be stored, and it is a place where the processor or the CPU of a computer can reach very quickly. It means that data, that information which is stored in memory can be accessed by the CPU or the processor of a computer very quickly. So that place is called as a memory. Come, we shall see how many types of memory are there. The computer memory is basically of two types. One is the internal memory, and the next one is external memory. External memory. internal memory and the external memory. These are the two types of memory. Okay, we have discussed in block diagram of a computer that memory storage having two types. One is primary storage, another one is secondary storage. The same way here, memory is having two types. One is internal storage, the next one is the external storage. Okay, come we shall see one by one. First, what is internal storage or internal memory? Okay. It includes internal memory includes registers, okay, then cache memory, and primary memory and primary memory. Okay, you have known regarding registers and regarding primary memory. What is cache memory? We shall discuss. Okay, primary memory means it is a temporary memory. We have explained, we have discussed while discussing regarding the block diagram of a computer. Primary memory means it is a temporary memory which stores the data temporarily for some extent of time. Example for this primary memory is RAM and ROM. Okay, next we shall see what is registers. Okay, here registers, cache memory and primary memory, then which can be directly accessed by the processor, which can be directly accessed by the processor, which can be directly accessed by the processor. Okay, this type of memory, which is registers, cache memory and primary memory, this can be accessed directly by the processor. Okay, don't get confused. Processor itself is a CPU and CPU is a processor easily. And look here, this internal memory is used for temporary storage. It is used for temporary storage, to store data temporarily for some X amount of time. Storage of data and instructions on which data and instructions on which the processor is working. On which the processor is working. Look here, processor is working means currently at present on which document or on which data or instructions you are working, you are using. Only that data at present will be stored under registers, cache memory and primary memory. Completely this internal memory is of temporary memory or temporary storage. Okay, before saving, okay, the data or work or the process which is given to the processor, to the CPU, to the computer will be stored temporarily under registers, cache memory and primary memory. And little bit more explanation is there regarding this memory. We shall see here. The processor is working currently. Currently means at present. Currently. This memory is fastest among all the memories and it is expensive okay, it is expensive. Therefore a very small part of this is used a very small part of internal memory is used in the computer. It is very expensive. So very small part of internal memory is used. For example, if you take internal memory means that is RAM. Okay, RAM. If you take 2 GB of RAM or I will take 4 GB of RAM, this costs okay up to from 1800. Okay, it costs from 1800 plus, starts from 1800 and it's also having many rates, that is 2500 and 3000 and many more. Okay, but if you take external memory, that is hard disk drive, if you take okay hard disk drive is of 1000 GB. Okay, look here, RAM only 4 GB costs 1800, 2500, 3000. Hard disk drive 1000 GB costs just 2500 plus, starting from. So this internal memory is totally expensive. So a small part of memory is used in a computer. RAM will be used only. It starts from 2 GB. Now it is starting from 2 GB. 1 GB RAM is not available now. Okay, starts from 2 GB. 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay, starting only that much of RAM is used. Maximum extent they are using 16 GB of RAM. 16 GB of RAM, maximum extent. This will give a better speed, best speed. And hard disk, now it is starting from 500 GB. Starting from 500 GB. Available up to, okay, available up to 4 TB. 4 TB. 4 TB means that is 4000 GB. See, where is 1000 GB and where is just 4 GB or 2 GB? And it is costing 2500. It's similar to that of 1000 GB hard disk. Okay, so internal memory is, the components are very costly. So very smaller part of the internal memory is used under the computer. Now we shall see next. The same internal memory regarding that I am writing here again. One more point, that is The features of internal memory are the features of internal memory are the features of internal memory are it is of temporary storage. Okay, internal memory is used for temporary storage of data, for storing data temporarily. When you are working currently, only at the time the currently working data itself is saved under this internal memory before saving. If you save this, it will be transferred to external memory. The next one is limited storage capacity. Okay, limited storage capacity. As I have shown you, limited storage either of 2 GB or 4 GB. Okay, up to the configuration of your computer may be of 32 GB. Only limited storage. Okay, then the third thing is fast access. Yes, the memory which is the data which is in internal memory can be accessed faster. It will be available easily and quickly to the CPU to perform the operations or to do the processings. The next one is high cost. I had shown you high cost. Okay, 2 GB cost 1500 plus. Plus means and more. 4 GB cost 1800 and more. Like this. It is high cost. So hope you have understood regarding the internal memory. So in our today's class, we have discussed regarding buses and regarding memory and types of memory. Among that, internal memory. Internal memory is having, so only internal memory is given in your syllabus. There is no external memory. Only internal memory for your syllabus. Among that, register, cache memory, and temporary memory. And the last thing that is regarding UPS. If we discuss this thing, then this chapter, the typical configuration of a computer system, will going to be end in our next class. If you have any doubts regarding today's class, dear students, you can ask me personally. Thank you. And one more thing, whichever the expansions, that is abbreviations, I have given and expanded, note down and go through those abbreviations under expansions, their expanded forms, because these are very much important for 1 mark questions. Hope you have understood this. Thank you.